Good morning, and thank you for watching Channel 14 News. Today, we will take a look at what in-person learning looks like, how schools are adapting to COVID-19 pandemic, and more. With the holidays rapidly approaching, Jardine Elementary School has made a few changes to how they get into the spirit for Halloween. Every year, Jardine Elementary takes the kindergartners on a field trip to a pumpkin patch. But because of COVID-19, the students were unable to attend. So to celebrate Halloween, the PTO and members of the community brought the pumpkin patch to the school. All the pumpkins from this event were donated from the members of the community.
We can safely bring the classes out one class at a time and keep them socially distanced and not mix with the other classes and come out and pick out their pumpkin like they traditionally get to do.
Since March, everyone's life has changed drastically. Mental health is very important in your everyday life. I have an update on how students and teachers are feeling from the pandemic. When COVID-19 started, everyone was uncertain of the outcome and duration of our new lifestyle. The quarantine isolated a lot of people from society and affected people in different ways mentally that some have not recovered from yet. It has not only been hard for students, but very difficult for teachers too.
Ending school last year on March 6th and working from home made me feel disconnected from students and staff members, friends that I work with. It made it difficult to connect with students, especially some students who didn't have resources at home. So that also had an impact on me. I have a lot of resources to tap into, so I've been able to manage. But it's definitely been a lot of grief and loss around COVID.
While COVID isn't going anywhere soon, people are starting to adapt to the new circumstances. For those who feel like they need help or they need someone to talk to, you can go to www.topekapublicschools.net. Last week, Lowman Hill Elementary students received the uniforms that were purchased from a $5,000 donation from Laird Noller Ford. The uniforms are for students enrolled in an early college prep program where students learn about college trade schools and look at education beyond K-12.
So today we had the uniforms, and the uniforms just teaches them how to be professional because when they go into their future careers, they will have to learn how to dress professionally. So we are starting here at the elementary level, and we're really excited.
Kansas Central School Bus is now hiring safe drivers, starting at $16.50 an hour, up to $18 for experienced drivers. Great for part-time or second income. Apply online at kansascentralschoolbus.com.
Homecoming this year looked a little different at Topeka High. We'll check in with Maya Welcher to see more of those changes.
This year, Topeka High celebrated their homecoming a little differently than in years past due to COVID-19. Instead of the traditional running of the halls, large homecoming parade, homecoming assembly, and football game, Topeka High modified their homecoming to still make it memorable for students.
Homecoming was really fun. It was really awesome to have a student section, and I'm really thankful for that.
Topeka High was also able to do a socially distanced homecoming assembly, an inverse parade, a crowning ceremony, and students were even allowed to form a student section at the game. This year's homecoming king and queen were Marco Hidalgo and Zoe Caryl.
I'm super excited. I've been around Topeka High my entire life, and it's really an honor to represent our class like this.
While the Trojans were not victorious in this game, they are not done fighting for this season and have some more to improve on.
I think communication is a big thing that we need to work on. Getting to the ball.
In Topeka, Kansas, I'm Maya Welcher for Channel 14 News.
Thanks, Maya. This month, Topeka Public Schools honored Yahir Romo-Ruiz as the October 2020 Senior of the Month. Yahir has been an active student at Highland Park High School.
My name is Yahir Romo-Ruiz. I am a senior at Highland Park High School this year.
He's extremely optimistic and outgoing, and he's just such a friendly person that when you meet him, you have no choice but to smile and feel comfortable around him. He is academically strong, and he is willing to take challenges.
I think this year will really be like a lesson on adaptability for everybody involved, considering that this was like a really out of the blue change that we had compared to other years. So it'll probably be a very good lesson to show people that we can overcome any challenges that are presented in our way.
He always welcomed other kids, made them would work with any group of kids he sat by. Just kind of all around just a good part of a community. When you try to build that community in a classroom, he was always an asset to that, always helpful in that regard.
So I am a president of the Key Club here at Highland Park High School, and I'm also on the varsity team for soccer here at HP. So soccer for me has always been a hobby and a very good passion of mine. I'll probably have a lifelong love for it, but volunteering will always be very deep within me, that to go out and to help people that I can help and to better my community and the people around me in any way that I can.
He's a student that goes above and beyond to advocate for himself and to be involved with the school and just get himself out there. So he's someone that sticks out in your mind no matter what. When you're thinking of students who deserve recognition, he's definitely one that you automatically think of because he's so involved.
Congratulations, sweetheart. We're proud of you.
I have not yet decided what school I will be going to. Hopefully it will be somewhere down in Texas. A really good dream of mine to travel down there. But study architecture is my goal to achieve after high school.
Yahir is energetic, he's a scholar athlete, he's very generous with his time, and he's one of those rare leaders who does not have to shout to be heard.
My biggest piece of advice would be to continue with his advocating, not to fear bothering people, but to continue to advocate for himself and keep going.
Stay tuned for more after this break.
Are you looking over all your options for school this fall? Topeka Public Schools offers both in-person and remote education opportunities. Our remote options provide technology devices and include a dedicated team of certified teachers that are committed to ensuring your child's success. With our rigorous online curriculum, students excel academically while exploring the world around them. Our innovative free online school choices will ensure your child is engaged, prepared, and inspired for a lifetime of excellence. Now enrolling for fall 2020.
Hello, today is looking a little warmer than it has over the last few days. Over the weekend, we will see the temps stay in the mid-50s to 60s, staying nice and sunny for you. Moving into next week, we will also see the temps getting closer to the 70s while staying sunny. Right now, it is currently 39 degrees, but feels like 36 with a 70% humidity. At noon, we will hit the mid-50s and it will feel like 51 with 54% humidity. Then later this evening, we will see the temps that are high for the day at 62 degrees. Even though the weather is staying warm, we will continue to see the sun set earlier in the evenings. That's all for the weather. Back to you, Malik.
We will take a look at what remote learning for 4th and 5th grade looks like in Topeka 501 district.
The pilot program that we're adopting here in TPS 501 is Calvert. And the Calvert program that we've adopted right now supports students in grades 4 through 5, 100% virtual. Students will navigate the program and go through different courses such as ELA, math, social studies, science, art, and PE.
I mean, we've really been happy with it. It's been beneficial for us, the fact that it is self-paced. If like I told you from the very beginning, we just moved. And so the fact that we had a little bit of flexibility on when and where we could do school was, very helpful for us, whether we do it in the morning or in the evening or even on the weekends for that matter.
It's very important that you check in with the students at least once a week. And so our check-in time is on Mondays for an hour with 4th grade, and then I spend an hour with 5th grade. After we check in around their understanding of the content, then we do something fun that is related to the content, like take a field trip. So the families sign up to be the child's coach. If I see that a student is falling behind, then I'll send the link to the student and the parent as well. So I keep the parent 100% in the loop, and the parent keeps me 100% in the loop. So it's kind of like a trio, myself, the student, and the parent, and we're all working together to make sure that the child gets the best experience.
We sit side by side all day. So while he's doing his work, I'm I'm working from home. So that gives me an opportunity to kind of talk to him about what he's doing as he's going through it.
I actually feel honored to be able to coordinate this for our 4th and 5th grade students, because what I have learned is that when we have those high expectations for our students, they will rise to the occasion. And these 14 wonderful students have done just that.
For many people, they worried about how they would go back to school safely. With some creativity and a lot of dedication, the staff in the USD 501 have made it happen with micro classrooms.
Hello, I'm Dr. Tiffany Anderson, the Superintendent of Topeka Public Schools, here today to talk to you a little bit about a new project, micro schools, micro classrooms. We are in the midst of a pandemic, and while in this pandemic, it's caused us to stretch ourselves and think of some new research-based models. So let me share with you what micro classrooms are. Micro classrooms are classrooms with 15 or less in a classroom. Some classrooms may have 2 or 4 students, some may have 10, but no classroom has above 15 students in them. Micro classrooms are classrooms where seats are 6 feet at least socially distant. The classrooms have opportunities for true project-based learning, personalized experience, and even though they have those personalized experiences, we still have enough distance and space to be safe and to be healthy.
The micro classroom model has been just a blessing for us, and a lot of our students have a lot of needs, and so keeping the classroom to 15 or less really allows us to individualize that instruction. If you have a classroom of 20 or 25 students, that one teacher only has so many hours in the day that she can really tailor instruction to and give attention to students.
We started thinking about this model when we were looking at our return to school and our homeless population, but this isn't good just for students who are without homes, who need personal attention. This is good for all students. We know that we all need human connection. We know that adolescents thrive best when they are with other people, when they are connected with other people. Now, there are some students who learn well individually at home. Even that's a bit of a micro environment by themselves. So what we've done is to recreate a home away from home in a sense. While we are socially distant, we're still quite connected.
Through these really hard times, I feel like I'm personally being very supported. I'm not sure how other students feel, but with my friends being there, my AVID teacher being there, and a lot of my peers and teachers just being very foremost with me and honest about how things are going to go this year, I really appreciated their patience with all of us, because I know it's not the easiest for them. It's definitely not the easiest for us. I hope as we go on through the year, I hope that some of the COVID cases and transmission rates kind of go down. I really want us to get back to normal as much as we can.
We have seen very little spread and positivity rates of the COVID-19 virus. We've seen very few students that are ill this year for flu or colds. We've seen students that had academic gaps previously close those gaps at a rapid pace because there's so few in the class. We've seen so many benefits that we're actually exploring this as an action research-based program for potentially next year. But for right now, continue to look at this and think about ways to be innovative. In Topeka Public Schools, we are committed to engage, prepare, and inspire, and ensure that students have every experience possible to have a lifetime of learning ahead of them.
Thank you for tuning in to the October 2020 Channel 14 newscast. We will see you next month with an update on Thanksgiving traditions, Topeka Public Schools, athletics, and more.